Hey guys, today I'm making a video about pretty much all of the fire extinguishers I have. So, since it's going to be crappy outside for like the next week and a half, I'm going to film the outside portion right now. And we're going to start with the extinguishers and the charger. So, kind of getting a little bit of a sneak peek, but on this slide out tray we have a 2.5 pound Amerex Halon 1211 extinguisher. It's really nice, and that tray's hard to use with one hand. Yeah, I wanted a clean agent to have in all my nice cars, so that's perfect for it. And as a backup, I have a 5 pound Amerex Purple K extinguisher. And this one was pulled from service, and it actually came from the Coast Guard, which is pretty cool. But that's what's back there. And in the Crown Vic, I don't even know if there actually is one in the Crown Vic, to be honest.
What a dumbass.
But we can check. If there is, I forget what it is, though. It's a mess in here. So, yeah, I guess I do. This is a 5 pound Amerex model B424. Brass valve, of course. It's kind of beat up, but the whole car is beat up, so there it is again. I think it's some sort of transport spec, and that's why it's painted such a bright color. Man, this car's a shitbox. Damn weather stripping coming off. Anyways, now it's time to look in the Explorer, but I can't open the deck until the car's unlocked, which is kind of a pain, but I don't have a key fob for it, so we've got to do what we've got to do. Back here, similar story. Like I said, my nicer cars get clean agent, so there's another 2.5 pound Amerex Halon extinguisher. And yeah, that's all there is back here. I like to have as much space as I can, so there's not a spare, because if I'm being honest, you don't really need one anyways. Now, in a moment, I'll show what's in the garage. So there's actually a lot of stuff out here, and I'll start with the stuff that needs to get put on a shelf. So right here is a 10 pound Power Pack ABC extinguisher. I'm not sure what year exactly it's from, and it has this weird 2-piece nozzle that I'm not sure why they did that, and it has this cool older tag on it, but yeah. And here's, I think this is a 20 pound maybe, or maybe it is 10 pounds, but it's an Ansel BC Cardop extinguisher. That's tagged in 2019. I have no idea what year it's from, because it doesn't say. And just like in the Crown Vic, here's another B424 in, I guess this one's just a 424, but it's in similar condition. I've got to get rid of it, so if someone wants it, hit me up. And here is a 2.5 pound Amerex AFFF foam extinguisher. Did I say 2.5 pound? I mean 2.5 gallon. I actually discharged this a little bit ago for a video, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, so it's probably not going to get uploaded. And for actual extinguishers, like protecting stuff, this is a B456 from 2025, so it's basically brand new. It's still got the factory seal on it and everything. It's pretty nice, but if I'm being honest, Amerex is kind of dropping their quality, and they have been over the past couple of years since 2020, which is really a shame, but I can't do anything about that. Right here is a old 1970s 5 pound Takeda CO2 extinguisher. It's kind of just here for fun. It's still charged. Maybe I'll make a video on it, I'm not sure. But I have a bunch of these AFFF extinguishers. It's kind of a mess out here, but this is my second one out of 3. And here, this is a very old stop fire 10-pound extinguisher. I think it still has an asset tag on it, yeah. And this old inspection tag. I was going to do something with it, but I might trash it because it's in kind of bad shape. I'm not sure yet. This is a 447. It's a 10-pound BC brass valve. I've got to take it to work to recharge it, but it's nothing too special. Back here on the shelf of many things, there's a couple old extinguishers. That bottom one's a 70s Badger. I think that's some kind of pre-84 Amerex. I have Kidda and an Amerex up there. Those aren't really anything special. But on the back wall right here we have this fire guard. I think this is either a 15 or 20 pound CO2 extinguisher. Obviously, because there's a lot of Class B and C hazards out in the garage. And accompanying it is an Amerex 441, and I think this one actually came from a jail. It should say on the bottom. Yeah, Ross County Jail. That's, I would say maybe an hour from me. I don't know. And believe it or not, we have even more stuff. This is the third foam extinguisher I was talking about. It has a Badger hose on it for some reason, which is kind of weird. But down here, this is another actual protection thing. It's a 6-pound Amerex BC extinguisher, model 462. It's in excellent shape. And I actually have a second one. It's right here. I'm not sure what to do with it or where to put it, or if I should just get rid of it or sell it or whatever. But it's right there. And this is actually what the 2025 extinguisher on the other side of the garage replaced, and this is a regular DOT-4B A456. It's not really special. I think it's from like 1993. So yeah, and this is, I think, a 9-pound Halon 12. If I could talk, that would be wonderful. A 9-pound Halon 1211 extinguisher. I think it came out of an AT&T building. Jesus, I cannot talk today. But unfortunately, this one's empty. So yeah, that's really all there is out here in the garage. I know we just started the video off and there's already a ton, so let's go inside. Alright, for this we're going to start off in the kitchen, and here is a Silco branded 5-pound regular aluminum valve ABC Amerex extinguisher. It's not really anything special. I don't think any of my stuff's really that special, to be honest. And right past the basement door, this number system, or I guess letter system, is not accurate, and it hasn't been for multiple years, but it's a regular 2.5-pounder ABC. Again, not that special. So, if you want to see something special, here is a 15-pound Amerex CO2 extinguisher, and right next to it is an Amerex 2.5-gallon water extinguisher from, I think, 1973. And I need to put a tamper seal on it, but as you can see, if the camera will focus, it's fully charged still. Probably because I recharged it like a month ago, but there's a cat. And this, I guess you could consider my reserve. Here's a Corson branded B456. It's really, that's going to be the phrase of this video, the main phrase, nothing special. This is kind of special. It's a 5-pound General extinguisher. I think it's from the earlier mid-90s. I've heard these are like the best extinguishers ever made, but to be honest, I don't really know why. They've got a plastic siphon tube and everything inside of them, so really the quality of them could be better. Maybe the older ones are better, and I just don't know, but that's my current opinion on them. This is a BC 10-pound Buckeye extinguisher. I've had it for a couple years. This tag is not for it. I kind of just threw it on. Still fully charged. For some reason Buckeye used to use these really short stubby hoses on their extinguishers, and they're kind of weird. I think this one's from like 1989. And right here's another Amerex Halon extinguisher. This one is charged. I think it probably could stand to get topped off some, but yeah, 9-pound Halon 1211. This one came from, I think, the same building the other one in the garage came from, and it's pretty nice. It's still technically serviceable because the pre-1984 NFPA 10 requirement is only for dry chemical extinguishers, which also means that this one would be outdated. This is a very good condition 10-pound BC Amerex extinguisher. I actually repainted it a couple years ago, and that's why it looks so nice. And right here in the back is a regular old 5-pound Ansel Sentry. I hate these things, and the reason why I hate these things is because I have to work on them at my job. And like, sometimes we'll get entire batches of them with gauges that stick when you try to fill them up, and it's the most pain in the ass thing ever. So that's why it's back here. I'll put that back later. But yeah, sentries are a pain in the ass to work on. So if we go back into the water meter closet, among the many other things in here, we have another B456. I have a bunch of these for whatever reason. This one's pretty nice. I forget what year it was made in. And right below that we have a B272CG, I think is the model number, water mist extinguisher. I think the CG in the model is for Coast Guard. Don't quote me on that. I got this a couple years ago. It's pretty nice and it's fun to mess with. It's not filled with deionized water right now. It's just regular, good old municipal water, so it's not really supposed to be used on an electrical fire, but it can. So I guess I've got to trash this thing. It's in really bad shape. It's another 6-pound BC extinguisher. And before I started working on extinguishers, I was a security guard at the old mall that was being demolished, and I pulled that out of there. But it's in such bad shape that I got to get rid of it. And right here, this actually came out of the charger before I put the Halon and Purple K in it. It's a really nice Badger Extra brass valve extinguisher. These are wonderful. The regular standard Badger stuff, not so much, but these are nice. They're built really well, they're easy to work on. I would say that they are better than the aluminum valve Amerex stuff that they're putting out these days. Like, I don't want to start ranting, but they're just way better. And if we go to the second half of the basement, right here, for all my fans, here's a little sneak peek of what's to come. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is this right here. I think this is a 13-pound Halon extinguisher. I also got this from my old security job from the demolition site, still fully charged. This came out of a Sears store actually, and it was on the sales floor for some reason, but I think it was supposed to go into their server room, because said Sears store also had a giant server room, because I guess it was where they held the servers for the Sears credit card when that was still a thing. So that's a little interesting tidbit of information. Down here I've got to get a hose strap for this, but this is a 10-pound Amerex Purple K extinguisher. I think it's pretty new. Yeah. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, 2024. Factory sealed. All it needs is the hose strap, but it's pretty nice. It's right here by the breaker panel. And here's another Amerex B441. I think these are the best 10-pounders money can buy, to be honest. Like, I've worked on these from as old as 1985, and they're just nice. That's all there is to say. Here, I've got to clean off my workbench, but there's a couple more 441s right here. I was going to plan on sending these out to someone that wanted them, because they messaged me, but the shipping was too much, so I kind of just have them here now. Here's another very old 441. Still fully charged. I forget what year it's from, but there's another one back there. And there's a 10-pound Badger from the 70s. I need to get rid of it because it's kind of in crappy shape. But yeah, I don't know why I can't talk today. Maybe it's because I never talk in my videos, but yeah, that's really all there is to show in the basement. Here's another look at these. So yeah, let's go back upstairs. Okay, here in the guest bedroom is a older Amerex 5-pounder. Like some of the other stuff, I got it a couple years ago. It's still charged. It should still work in theory, and yeah, that's about all there is to say about it. This is another run-of-the-mill 2.5-pounder, so let me see. September of 22. Wow, I haven't checked this in a long time, but it's obviously fine, so that's not a big deal. Down here's another A456. I got this with the one I replaced in the garage, and I don't understand why the camera won't focus, but I guess it'll just have to be blurry. But it has a hose strap from the water mist extinguisher because it broke, but I still wanted to reuse it, so it's on here, and it's still charged, so that's fine. But yeah. Upstairs here in my bedroom is another Stopfire ABC extinguisher. This is a 5-pounder. I think it's a 240 PSI unit, yeah. And it's up on the shelf right now because I don't really have a good backdrop to record it anywhere else. This one also came from the mall getting torn down. These don't use a regular pin like most other extinguishers. You pull that little tab back and it breaks off that seal, and then it's good to go. The one in the garage is like that too. I just didn't bring it up. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Again, theoretically should work, but if it doesn't, I might be in trouble. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I probably forgot a couple, but that's all I really care to film for today. So, see ya.